Nerd Academy Podcast is released weekly at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, available on our website at www.thenerdacademypodcast.com and wherever you listen to podcasts. You can find the Nerd Academy Podcast on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. You can also help support the show by going to patreon.com/The Nerd Academy Podcast, where every donation allows us to bring you more exciting content every week.
Good morning, class, and welcome back to the Nerd Academy Podcast, your source for nerddom news and commentary. I am your host and superior web headmaster, Jarod Boxman Stubbs. My hands are too sweaty. My hand slipped off the bottle cap, and I bungled it. We have your last pod son of Krypton here. We have Spence the Mando Simpson.
Eat your heart out, Travis.
I don't think he can. I think his teeth are a little soft for that at the moment.
Fair enough. You don't think he can? You're probably wondering.
Get out. Get out. You're fired.
All right. Do yours. There you go. Okay.
We're finding a new producer.
You're probably wondering why we are here today, and you kind of already alluded to it, Jarod. Our poor Travis is out with a toothache.
Yes.
Poor thing.
And to have anything even almost resembling a competent show, I had to call in both Spencer and Joel.
Yes.
I'm always here these days.
Yeah, Joel's normally just watching anyway. Can you please turn me up a little bit? Because I sound super quiet in my headphones.
Sound good to me.
You can turn yourself up if you like.
Maybe.
I did a mic check on you, man.
Check. Okay. Oh, I'll take your word for it.
Reach for it. I'm too far away.
You are. You really are. You're kind of pinned down because of the mic. Yeah. But yeah, we have a decent amount of news for you guys this week, and a little bit of conversational stuff as well. But we are going to jump into our lead story for the week. Big news in the realm of Into the Spider-Verse 2, or just Spider-Verse 2. We don't know what the subtitle is going to be. We have news that Issa Rae is going to be playing none other than Spider-Woman. Sources, according to the Hollywood Reporter exclusive, are claiming she will be playing a version of Jessica Drew, the original Spider-Woman, which I think is an important clarification because there are versions of Spider-Woman that are the red and yellow outfit that can fly and shoot lasers out of her hands. And then there's Spider-Woman as in a female Spider-Man. And in a movie populated with spider characters, that's a very important distinction to make as to what kind of Spider-Woman you have going in. Issa Rae is a big pull star, and I believe very much influenced on production on Insecure. She co-created it. Emmy-nominated Insecure, and is also working on Black Lady Sketch Show. She was also in Lovebirds with now MCU alum Kumail Nanjiani. As the nameplate I put on for this one says, I demand more news on Spider-Verse 2.
I haven't heard a whole lot about it besides a couple casting news features, but we need to hear more.
Yeah, I think the only things we've gotten are just reconfirmation of like people who are coming back, like Shameik Moore coming back as Miles, Haley Steinfeld returning as Gwen Stacy. I think what's his face from New Girl guy who played Peter B. Parker.
Nick Miller, the illest of the ill. What's his name?
It's like, I want to say Jake Johnson.
Jake Johnson.
You were close.
I was really close. It was on the tip of my tongue. But obviously they're going to be coming back. Obviously I've gone on my tirade many a times about a specific iteration of Spider-Man I'm hoping shows up in Spider-Verse 2. For audio listeners, I'm yet again making it about Superior Spider-Man.
Superior.
You guys thought I was done, but we're coming back to be making every comic book conversation about Superior Spider-Man. Not because I'm reading it again, but because I think that would be an excellent addition to this. But yeah, I'm very excited to see this. I'm curious if they're going to have this iteration of just Drew be black, as Issa Rae is. Not that that's a big deal outside of the fact that it will be another week of fandom menace, mind-numbing discourse if that goes down. But you know what? I like it when they're angry. I like it when they cry. So do with Just Drew what you will. Cool to finally see her on the big screen, animated or otherwise.
I would like the record to reflect that Jarod did specifically change wardrobes to feature his superior Spider-Man.
In my
shirt.
defense, I was sweaty and disgusting from the Chance Ellison interview, which will be up on Wednesday. For Number One Contender.
Yes, and we are very happy that Chance came on to the show.
You can also take a look at this beauty.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. While we're talking about other shows, shouts out to Around the Galaxy. The Bad Takes shirts came in. I think I'll do a final wardrobe change and wear mine while we do the Versus series.
Okay.
All right. I mean, I wore my Star Wars shirt for this doubleheader because the Versus series is where my heart is truly found.
We all have our strengths.
I'm going to tweet about this shirt right now.
Yeah.
Yep.
The last time I tweeted, I got like 2 likes.
It says you don't tweet often.
I get 1 like, so it's okay.
I prefer quality
Jarod.
over
Yeah,
quantity.
I'm Johnny on the spot with both of you guys. Yeah, Spencer, you want to take the next story?
Yeah, I'd love to. So this next story comes from Deadline. Thor: Love and Thunder, or as I like to call it, Thub and Lunder, wraps as Chris Hemsworth celebrates his National Don't Flex Day. Disney Marvel's upcoming Thor: Love and Thunder has officially finished shooting. Yay! According to Chris Hemsworth's Instagram. The movie, which reteamed the MCU actor and Oscar-winning filmmaker Taika Waititi after Ragnarok, is set for theatrical release May 6th of next year, 2022. Hemsworth's post featured him posing in a picture with Taika Waititi, saying, quote, "That's a wrap on Thor: Love and Thunder. It's also National Don't Flex Day, so I thought this super relaxed photo was appropriate. The film is going to be batshit crazy, off the wall funny, and might also pull a heartstring or two. Lots of love, lots of thunder. Thank you to the cast and crew for another marvelous Marvel movie. Buckle in and get ready to see you at the cinema." So Taika Waititi wrote the 4th Cool with Jennifer Caton Robinson. The pick stars Karen Gillan, Tessa Thompson, Natalie Portman, Matt Damon, Russell Crowe, Melissa McCarthy, Sam McNeill, Sean Gunn, Jamie Alexander, and Christian Bale as Gore, the God Butcher.
I just want to call attention to the fact that Chris Hemsworth, no disrespect, low-key be looking like SpongeBob with his anchor arms in that picture.
Yeah. Also, it's amusing to me that Chris Hemsworth on National Don't Flex Day still looks beefier than me on National Flex Day. So,
you know who hasn't beat on Flex Day?
SpongeBob with his anchor arms?
No, Phil Swift.
That was me doing an impression of SpongeBob inflating his anchor arms.
And this is me trying to make a flex tape joke because those commercials never aren't funny. But no, this is cool. I like seeing the fun like mocap reference suit that Taika's wearing. You can't see it in this photo in the Deadline article, but on the Instagram version, attached to his little hat is like a pole that has Korg's head on it so that he can easier like track what he's supposed to be looking at.
That's funny. So much for the giant chrome sphere. Isn't that what they usually do? They have like a big chrome ball on a stick that tells the actors where to look.
Sometimes they do that. They do other stuff for other things. I know, like for some projects, when you're going to be interacting with a character who's that CGI heavy, it's easier to just do the, here's where to look.
Yeah.
So you can look him in the eyes. I know they did that with Jar Jar in the Phantom Menace.
In the prosthetic head eyes.
Oh yeah.
In the totally empty and unresponsive eyes.
Absolutely. Moving right along here. I am sweating again already. I'm taking off my glasses for a second here. Those aren't helping.
We turned off the AC to help with the sound quality, and within 60 seconds, I said to myself, this is noticeable and I will sweat.
But we did it because we love you.
It.
Subscribe to the Patreon because we love you.
Subscribe.
Subscribe.
I haven't seen
Didn't
that
I just
video.
unlock a memory?
I haven't seen that video in a hot second.
He went crazy.
Did he?
Yeah.
I heard something like not too long after that he was posting a little bit weird stuff, but I don't know. Apparently he
went nuts. He went nuts.
Full tilt.
A lot of people found out that Grade A Under A was never playing a character. It's like a lot of people went like, oh, you're just like the lunatic friend who like says funny shit from time to time, but everybody's actually horrified to be alone with.
No.
I watched way too much Grade A Under A as a kid.
Dude, we all found they're like, shoot, Croy, you know, we all found the same videos.
The phobia video, the K button video.
K button. I thought one of my favorites is I don't even remember which one it is. I think it's like animals that are named weird things. And he starts the video and he's like, hey, come here. You want to see a pair of great tits? Ah, you old dog. I knew it. And then it like switches the slide, bird. And it's just this plump yellow bird. And it's labeled great tit. I always thought that was so funny.
He was funny, and then like it turned out like I saw this footage of like people like he was doing like a live stream or some shit, and like he was going after his fans the way he goes after like imaginary people in his videos.
Oh, no.
And they were like, you know, this is funny when you're doing this to no one, right? And he was like, and not as many words, is basically like, you know, none of this is an act, right? And it was like, oh no. And then he did some like weird political shit for a hot minute that like everybody was like, hey, and it was fun while it lasted. Yeah.
Crazy.
But hey, he kind of got the ball rolling on everybody deciding that Keemstar was a piece of shit. Like, so at least he like made that a popular opinion to have before he went completely off the deep end. As a wise man once said, you either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain. Speaking of DC heroes who won't become the villain, hopefully not because it's Injustice style and Superman gives him a heat vision lobotomy. Sure, that won't happen. But we got a sneak peek of Shazam, Fury of the Gods. Their titular hero has a new costume. It's slimmed down some. The cape is hooked onto the costume differently. Does not look like it has quite a pronounced hood anymore.
Just a little guy, just a little flap.
Yeah, like it has like the same clasps, but it doesn't quite look like it's a hooded cape anymore. And again, one of the biggest critiques of the Shazam costume for a while was that it seemed puffy. Mm-hmm. That there was a lot of that like built-in muscle, but this one is slimmed down a lot and looks a lot more natural. Also, it looks like the lightning bolt is higher up, closer to his neck. It's by all accounts a much more streamlined costume, and I'm excited to see it in motion. And then they released a little test footage after the pictures leaked to get ahead of it and just admit it. Spencer, since you're behind on the boys,
please go ahead and take it away.
So we got our first look at Jensen Ackles of Supernatural fame, suited up as Soldier Boy. For the boys, basically, if Homelander is the horrifying version of Superman, Soldier Boy's Captain America. We'll talk about this more next week because Travis has actually read The Boys, and I am not familiar with the comics, however, because the show has already changed so much. It can go either way, but thoughts on the design itself?
I think it looks good. It kind of reminds me the shield itself is kind of like a first generation Captain America shield.
Well, if you look at it, I'm pretty sure it's Homelander's pauldron.
Oh, you're right. It does look like that. Dang, but I like it. It's kind of like it's like more of a, like you said, it's the Captain America to Homelander's crooked Superman.
Yeah,
but it's also got a little bit more of that U.S. agent vibe going on.
Yeah, it almost like This is going to sound kind of weird and stupid. It looks like Walker's suit for like the majority of Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Not like the sleek black U.S. agent one, but his cap suit.
Mm-hmm. But green.
Had a baby with Killmonger's outfit, and then we slapped like a green and red color palette on it.
No, I see that because his little armored chest plate looks a lot like Killmonger's. I see exactly
has big Killmonger. You see what I mean? It's like the Killmonger vibe, and then obviously
he's got
the
his
shield,
his knee pads.
Yeah, the shield, the knee pads. Fingerless gloves. But yeah, no, Jensen Ackles looks great. He put something funny on Instagram last week where he was showing his training regiment. Because obviously, coming off the heels of Supernatural and all the other superhero CW shows, he was poking fun at his fellow CW superheroes. Well, not fellow now. He's not a superhero on the CW, never was, but he was making jokes about how he's like, man. And he tagged like Stephen Amell and like a bunch of other Arrowverse alums. He was like, now I know why you guys complained all the time. It was him in the gym just like going ham. But yeah, Soldier Boy looks great. Can't wait for Boys season 3. Got to get this.
Yeah, I got to get caught up
on the Boys.
I really got to get caught up. I loved season 1, but
season 2 is bananas.
It caught me at a bad time, and not like I was going through some stuff in my personal life. Just like I was busy.
You didn't have the time to watch the Boys.
To it. But moving along to the next article from Variety, Michael Keaton's Bloody Batman costume teased by Flash director Andy Muschietti.
Yeah, there it is.
All right. Paschetti. Andy Spaghetti.
Andrew Spaghetti.
The first visual confirmation that Michael Keaton will return to play Batman alongside Ezra Miller in Warner Brothers' upcoming The Flash was delivered in a stylish and violent image posted by director Andrew Muschietti. The caption-free picture of Keaton's classic batsuit insignia covered with blood was posted on his Instagram Friday morning. The addition of the blood was complementary to the classic yellow and certainly signals a retention of Zack Snyder's style from his run of DC Extended Universe films.
Yay.
Glad we're all thrilled about that.
What this reminds me of, it looks like a Batman rip-off of Watchmen.
Yeah, that was
that's what it looks like to me.
And the fact that it was Muschietti who posted it and not Snyder is the part that took me aback, because obviously Snyder directed the not so great live action Watchmen adaptation. But yeah, no, I mean, I'm excited for this. I'm curious. Going off of the picture that Muschietti posted, it looks like there might be a retooling of Keaton's batsuit. Because like it looks a lot more like, it's like obviously we only get like the logo and like a little bit of like the black chest area around it, but it looks that be like differently textured than just like a leather onesie or like the rubber onesie that Keaton actually wore in Batman Forever or Batman Returns rather,
which I'm sure looked awesome in the 90s, and I'm really hoping that the Christopher Nolan suits don't age that way, because
if you ask me, awesome. They already look fugly. They looked fugly when the movies were coming out.
I liked it.
I don't like all black batsuits. I've said it before. I will say it until I die. Any pop of color on a batsuit is better than nothing, and they could have made those suits gray. But if
what about his back eyes? Oh wait, they used like eye paint. That's I realized that. That's why, like in Batman Begins, whenever he pulls off the cowl, he's facing away from the camera, because everybody would be like, "Duh, you got eye paint."
Oh yeah, like the heavy eyeliner,
like a raccoon.
That's one of the funniest shots in all of Batman v Superman. Is when evil Superman like comes into like the little cave and he rips the cowl off of Bruce, and just the editing trick of like the cowl coming off and there being no eyeliner under the mask. Like that was one of the things I loved about the trailer for the Batman, was that it leaned right into the fact that like Bruce is wearing eyeliner, because like we see him without the mask on and we see like the black outline. But like, if you scroll back up so I can show you what I mean, like that right there says to me, this is not a rubber unitard. Like these divots happening here, the fact that seems like a harder, like plastic. I mean, I'm sure in the movie it's going to be some type of bullshit like polycarbonate plastic metal nonsense. But
I disagree. I think it looks like a semi-solid silicone mold.
I mean, yeah, whatever they make the costumes out of. What I'm saying is, it doesn't look like it's a rubber unitard anymore. Is what
not a unitard, but
it looks like they're moving in an armory direction.
I hope that this is a stylistic choice.
Yeah.
For a tease, and it's not going to look like that, because if the rest of the suit looks in the movie the way I'm picturing it based on this snippet, then it's going to look cartoonishly terrible, like a 90s character dropped in a 2022. When's this released? Next year?
I want to say 23.
2022, November.
Holy shit! I keep forgetting they're sticking with that release date, and it's adorable.
There was more to this.
Travis still has money. This movie doesn't come out.
But The Flash will be Keaton's first time reprising the role since 1992's Batman Returns. Meanwhile, Miller has been Barry Allen and a bunch of stuff. Despite the lack of context to this photo, the blood could be a reference to the popular Flashpoint storyline in which Barry Allen goes back in time to prevent the death of his mother. The movie also stars recent recast Ron Livingston as Barry's father, Barry Allen, Henry Allen, Maribel Verdú, thank you very much, as Barry Allen's mom, Ben Affleck as Batman from a different dimension than Keaton, and Kirstie Clemens as Iris West, a romantic interest of the Flash.
Still loving how they don't have enough faith in this movie on its own as a Flash movie. They're like, we're going to make it into the Batverse, but well, whatever.
You guys, I'm sure I haven't been on TNAT proper in a year and a million others, but have you guys touched upon the possibility or probability of this being a Flashpoint?
It's definitely going to be borrowing from Flashpoint. There's no way to get around it. Whether or not they actually try to stick the landing and like whether or not they do Flashpoint, because it is the Flash story that everybody knows about.
Mm-hmm. Filling the space.
I had to swallow a very gnarly burp. Pardon me.
I hope it makes an appearance later.
Comes from the depths.
It's like
that's a surprise tool that can help us later.
It's like
the
return.
Chugga.
No,
what are you talking?
No, the return trailer. Like, after 1,000 years, we've prepared.
We grew stronger. But you were deceived.
You were deceived. This is definitely going to be a Flash story. Whether or not the attempt here is to do a Flash story to like make the DCEU make a lick of goddamn sense, or if they're just gonna do a Flash story and like go with Flashpoint and keep everything being semi-connected but not really. Like, it's pretty much confirmed Henry Cavill's no longer Superman. We know about all the others, like the other Superman movie that's in development. We have the Batman. We have all of this stuff. I don't know what they're going to try to do. The fact that they have such prime real estate to reconfigure this universe, and it frustrates me so much. Like, I know that not everything has to be a shared universe. I know that you can just do anthology movies and have fun with it, and that's completely valid, and it's not a bad thing. I'm greedy. I want a cinematic universe. And
not everything has to be a cinematic universe, Jared.
I'm aware.
But he's greedy.
But I want it. It's like Veruca. Yeah, I was just about to make a Veruca Says joke. God damn you. When Veruca says, I want this Batman to be in the Justice League. What are you doing?
I need this tablecloth off my legs because it feels like I'm wearing like wool pants. It's getting sticky.
Okay, that's fair.
When you're sweating in the studio because the AC unit was just
loud.
installed.
And it's loud.
But we're going to have time to eat, chill, and then let this get...
We haven't figured out how to Red October that AC
Red
unit
October
to the point where you only hear it if you like speed it up times 5.
You know what scene I imagine?
What?
What was it from the Gatsby when they have like the blocks of ice in the hotel room and they're like trying to just waft it onto themselves? Like that's what I feel like with the beer. You know, I'm just holding it and I'm like, help.
I'm dabbing my forehead.
Hit the AC one time so they hear what we're talking about.
All right, yeah, no worries. It's not overly annoying, but it's just enough.
It's definitely there.
Here's what we'll do. If you're listening to this episode
and you've made it this far,
we want your feedback. How bad is the AC?
Should I tweet about it? Be like, how bad is the AC? A little poll on Twitter. You know?
On a scale of Red October to wind tunnel, how bad is the AC?
I feel the draft and it feels amazing.
I know. Just we're gonna draw this out for just a minute so that we have a second to
wipe off the sweat.
Yep.
Everybody, wait. Just
taking the sound.
Minute of silence. Not too terrible.
No.
See,
we'll listen back in the replay and we'll see how it is.
That's like we're working with significantly higher tech equipment at this point. But if this were Audacity, we wouldn't have to worry about it. We could just filter out background noise.
Well, we could do that with Pro Tools, but we're not using that. Okay, this is a conversation for campus life, like 100%. But essentially, I got so tired with Pro Tools and Voice Meter, and I'm still transferring over because it was great on a professional level to do all those things. But it got to the point where the way we're doing it now with video and everything, it just became so much more of a hassle. And it's so much simpler and so much less time consuming to just do it this way. So eventually we'll invest in a box with, some nice things like noise reduction, equalization, compressors and whatnot. But like, that's a whole down the line thing. But
yeah.
Well, there you have
it. And that's
folks.
stuff we can afford if you subscribe to our Patreon.
Subscribe.
While we're on this tangent, though, I did just tweet about the shirt.
I just retweeted it with the T.
And like within 2 seconds, like I shit you not, like within like 20 seconds, Pete had already retweeted it.
Dude, I know I made the joke.
Pete,
the devil works fast. Pete Fletcher works faster.
I love the man. I hope
Pete's a G.
If he gets this far in the episode, I just want him to know I absolutely love your dedication and
go
watch my episode of Around the Galaxy when you're done with this one because he interviewed me.
Pete and retweet. We're sitting on a fence. Pete falls off. Who's left?
Repeat.
Retweet. Okay. Next story, Stubby, take it away.
So we're gonna do a quick rundown because Avengers Campus opened up in Disneyland this past week.
Woo! California.
Yeah, Disneyland. California. When the Florida one opens up, all bets are off.
Be there.
Listen, you can be a Jedi and an Avenger all in one day at Disney now. Like,
hey,
I understand why the Disney adults are so goddamn annoying. I miss it. I miss Galaxy's Edge so much. I think about it every day. I don't think there's a day that has gone.
It was a lot of fun.
I'm not doing a bit right now. No. There is not a day that goes by that I don't think about Galaxy's Edge, and I get the Disney adults now because like so much of it is me going, man, I really made fun of these people for no reason, didn't I?
Nah, man,
I really want to read Jared's diary now. It's like, dear diary,
day 326.
I thought about Galaxy's Edge again today.
Gee golly, wow! I could go for a Surly Sarlacc, which I don't know if that bartender heavy poured me or what, but I took 3 sips and had a buzz.
I had some sour, like it was essentially a whiskey sour, but it was like.
Now, did you get it from like one of like the normal food vendors or like inside of Uga's
in the
cantina? I didn't get. I mean, I got a little bit of a buzz in the cantina, but like they get like the Surly Sarlacc is just one of the cocktails they have at the normal food vendors.
Oh yeah.
And like I had one of those, like I said, 3 sips, and I had a buzz going. And you can ask these two idiots because these two have seen me piss drunk more than anybody in the world.
How
appropriate choice
How
of words.
appropriate.
Listen to Campus Life.
We're slowly getting there.
How
subscribe.
appropriate. You cry.
But yes, I have a reason to go to California these days.
Yes, you do.
So I might just possibly find my way over there.
What if we accompanied you to California?
I would hate that.
You have like 2 massive suitcases.
Just FYI, Spirit Airlines $100 to get to California. So just FYI.
It's probably the cheapest way you could get to California.
Yeah,
Honestly.
I mean, I don't trust Spirit Airlines, but like,
hey, they got me to Florida and I came back okay.
I've been on Spirit several times, and I'm not going to say anything wrong about them.
I've enjoyed my flight. I mean, I've enjoyed my 2 flights, and those are the only 2 times I've been on an airplane.
They get you there, and they get you back in one piece.
I have nothing to complain about.
So,
literally, if as long as an airline gets you there in one piece, you really shouldn't be complaining.
Yeah, you can't
unless it's like a 36-hour flight nonstop.
Well,
then
the
maybe
flight
you're
to Germany
entitled to a little bit of comfort.
The flight to Germany was long enough that like
bad,
you
though.
start getting cramps in those chairs, in those economy class chairs.
Yeah.
The only time you really need to complain about an airplane is if you end up on that like the airplane from that TikTok with like the racist guy in the Burger King hat.
We got really off topic.
Have either of you ever seen that
Long story
video?
short, if you're going to fly across the Atlantic, get an aisle seat so you can stretch your legs.
I had an aisle seat on my latest flight.
Also, I kind of trailed off at the end there, but like the fact that it took me like 3 sips to be like, ooh, that is not normal for me.
All right. I'm going to tell this only to the TNAP proper listeners.
Yeah.
We are recording the Star Wars Versus show for June, right after we're done here. And I might do it in my underpants because it is warm in here, Watson. It's a bit warm in here, Watson.
I'm glad you're sitting on the mesh chair so that you can't leave behind a sweaty outline.
So I just drip straight through.
Anyway,
a faint salt outline of a butt cheek.
Avengers Campus has opened up. There's all kinds of attractions there. I mean, obviously, you get to like walk around. It looks like you're on the Avengers base. They got the old SSR looking, the aesthetics there. There's like a Wakanda section. There is a walking, like they just have the Dora Milaje walking around doing like, oh my God, it's so cool.
Kind of like the Durmstrang boys at Universal.
They
just have those Durmstrang boys.
Well, like also at like Galaxy's Edge, they just have like a patrol of like First Order stormtroopers going around.
Bro, if you and me could pick any job in the world and do it for like a week, just for fun, like no pay, just please let me do this,
just to have fun with it,
bro. You and me, you and of course Joel.
With the three of us sitting over here, you know.
Well, you're sitting by yourself. You're asking to be excluded until we remember that you're over there.
Wait, so what am I in on here?
We're going to volunteer to be stormtroopers at Galaxy's Edge.
Can you guys be
on patrol?
Okay,
hell yeah.
Listen, part of this for free will just like put me through like a hardcore diet and like training program so I can put the Kylo Ren outfit on.
Ooh,
you guys can be my escort.
I would accompany you.
Hey, you talk to my bro. He'll drill sergeant you to hell and back.
Does he know any fun songs?
I'm sure he does. He had to memorize this gigantic book.
Oh, I bet. Do you think he just like walks around the house singing drill sergeant songs to himself?
I wouldn't put it past him.
Right.
One of the things I've seen with the Avengers Campus is the PIM particles, temporal anomalies shit, where it's like that's like their food area. It's just it looks super cool. I cannot stress to everybody to keep looking everything up and look into it more. It just looks neat. Reading from the Marvel.com article, guests visiting the brand new land will come face to face with an assortment of different Avengers who have made this space their new headquarters to train and recruit the next generation of heroes. between swinging into the Worldwide Engineering Brigade, or WEB, for an open house, or stopping nearby Pym Test Kitchen for something to eat and drink. There's plenty to see at Avengers Campus. But yeah, so that was the other crazy thing, is they have this like, and there was like video and news about it a couple years ago. This crazy like rope swinging rig they have set up to simulate Spider-Man swinging on a web. Pull it up on your computer right now. Just type in Avengers Campus Spider-Man. It is so crazy.
I saw that. Yeah,
they have this guy like coming down a harness that's like really slick, so he's like crawling down the wall to come visit people.
It's very
look at this
like,
shit.
Wait, this is an animatronic?
No,
or it's an attraction.
It's a person. It's a show.
Oh, it's a show, like the Indiana Jones show.
No, not like that. More like, you know how Kylo Ren walks around and then they do the thing, or like, you know, the Wakanda chicks, you know, go around and they do their thing.
Dora Milaje.
Yeah, they do their thing. I'm sorry, I just couldn't think of it, so I said.
I know we were making fun.
We're filling the space.
So, just like that. No, it's Spider-Man. Occasionally he'll come out and climb on the wall.
Yeah. Oh, I see. Okay.
Like it's an actor.
So it's less of a thing. So it's less of an Indiana Jones show, and it's more of a
Kylo Ren walking around.
A roamer who happens to like
to be on like a very expensive slingshot.
You know how like during the light up show at Magic Kingdom, they have like Tinkerbell do the flying.
Yeah.
It's like
she does a zip line.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
It's like the hybrid between that and Kylo Ren walking around.
I'm trying to find the video so I can like screen share it into the show.
I did see that though.
It's crazy. It's craziness. Yeah. I want to get the swinging.
Is a big pretzel.
Yeah, well, it's because they use Pym particles
at the Pym kitchen.
Does he use Pym particles? Hold on, I gotta get the swinging action here because it is so cool.
Oh wait, it might be a robot.
Is it a robot? Oh.
I take back everything I said. I think it's a robot. It says Avengers Campus is finally opening. We've assembled a Disney California Adventure. Spotted Spider-Man swinging around on the web building in his new stunt show. And it's in the headline, it says full Spider-Man stunt show with Stunttronic robot at Avengers Campus.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, cool.
But it is super realistic though.
Yeah.
Well, you have to build like a human size and weighted animatronic, so it's like it might as well be.
Did you see the videos that they released weeks and weeks ago of like the new technology they're using for animatronics and the stunts and stuff? Like they have some really high tech shit out there.
Yeah, for those of you watching the video version.
What?
Yeah, watch. Look at this. Look at this crazy shit. Look at that.
That's an animatronic.
Yeah.
Right.
Wow.
That would be amazing.
Here, let me kill the screen share here. But
all credits to that video go to
that was Nerdist. Check out,
we got to give them a shout out for showing their video.
Yeah, shout out to like the biggest like nerd news conglomerate out there. no shade. Nerdist is sick. But yeah, they had that. Obviously, they were like christening in and welcoming in the new Avenger cast member actors, and the Captain America that will be presiding over Avengers Campus is
wait a minute,
Sam Wilson.
Wait a minute. I've seen this Spider-Man animatronic do the same move like 4 times from building A to building B.
Are you really complaining about the Spider-Man android that they created?
No, I just want to know how he gets back to building A. Does he land on a platform and then he like goes rigid like a tin soldier, and then he gets like transported via pneumatic tube under the ground back to building A?
Probably. No, it's you know how Disney is. It's a facade. So they probably just drop him behind the buildings. And
isn't that insane?
What?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And like you were looking at some of the Pym Test Kitchen stuff. You got
that's
a guy. That's a guy doing parkour.
And that's
a robot.
Okay. So
that's a robot they're yeeting, and then there's a guy who does like camera trick parkour.
Kind of like, okay. I was just so it's like the Prestige. Like
Yes.
like guy A does trick, lands behind building, guy B comes out from behind the building like ta-da.
Well, robot lands behind building, guy walks out from behind building.
Right.
And then crawls down the wall.
It's like, hey guys, did you see that trick I
Yeah.
just did? Wink.
At Web.
It's bad.
It's
bad.
But yeah, no, you were looking at some of the Pym test kitchen shit. You got excited when you saw something.
Oh. You remember in Ragnarok when Thor goes to the Sanctum and Doctor Strange refills his thing? Look at this. I think this is it. But there's this station where you take a solo cup.
You want to timestamp me so I can put it in the screen share again?
It's 146.
Okay.
It looks like
146.
like
We're gonna keep using this Nerdist video.
It looks like you just
put
a solo cup on this little thing, and then it fills it up from the bottom. Look at this.
That is so cool.
You know that that's a thing. Like bars do that, right?
Well, I've never seen that before. I mean, the principle is sound. It's like a one-way valve, right?
Yes and no. They don't use a one-way valve. They actually use a little magnetic ball at the bottom.
Can this be ingested?
Just
and
look
kill
it
you?
up. Look it up. Look it up on YouTube.
I'll do it later.
Bottom filling beer.
We'll do it later.
Yeah.
Oh, it certainly sounds interesting. But yeah, no, Avengers Campus looks really cool.
Yes, it's giving Galaxy's Edge a run for its money. That's for sure.
I will say so. Two of the cool things, like I said, they have the cool different people who are the Avengers. Obviously, their current Captain America is Sam Wilson. Apparently, Anthony Mackie got a little choked up during the opening ceremony for Avengers Campus. The other cool thing is that whenever the Dora Milaje kind of take people along with them before they do it, they do a tribute to Chadwick where they're but first a moment of silence for the kings who came before us, or something to that effect. It's clearly meant as a tribute to Chadwick. So yeah,
and King T'Chaka.
But yeah, no, Avengers Campus looks very, very neat.
It does look,
and I
cool.
hope to visit it sometime soon.
Last one for the day.
Yeah,
right?
last real story here. Looks like Loki is getting high praise. People are throwing around best MCU show yet type stuff around. Granted, there's only 3, so we'll be careful with that. But of the people who receive screeners, we are hearing things such as from Diego Andolas, wow, #Loki may be the best series of the MCU so far. With a charismatic performance from Tom Hiddleston, remarkably clever writing, and stunning visual craftsmanship brought together by sharp direction, it results in Marvel's most ambitious project yet, a must-watch. Hearing that on the heels of WandaVision intrigues me.
Honestly, I don't mean to just jump back into WandaVision because I know that's not the point here, but I cannot.
No, that's very much the point. If you can say this is the most ambitious shit post WandaVision,
and Meg would have a field day on the podcast talking about WandaVision, but legitimately, Meg and I watched every episode together, and we could not get over the fact that the quality of screenplay and screenwriting of that show, what took Marvel.
Jack Schaefer's she's a fucking wizard.
To a whole new standard, raise the bar tenfold. And I still to this day am just completely stunned by the work they did with WandaVision.
Yeah, gone are the days when Marvel dominated the screen and DC dominated TV.
Yeah.
Gone are the days.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more. Brad Lambert says Loki is an absolute blast. Tom Hiddleston is back as a god of mischief and gives his best performance to date. The connectivity of this show is evident, and fans will appreciate every detail. Marvel has found a way to expand the MCU and do so in a clever and unique way. Eric Davis says, I've seen the first 2 episodes of Loki and am loving it so far. It's a time-traveling detective show that's laying the groundwork for the MCU multiverse while also being about identity and confronting ugly truths about ourselves. The Tom Hiddleston, Owen Wilson bromance is my favorite. Sentences I never thought I would get excited to see. Brandon Davis, the MCU Twitter G, has Loki as hands down my favorite TV episode from Marvel Studios so far. Tom Hiddleston is just too good in the role, picking up 2012's Loki instantly. He's brilliant. Early exposition comes with awesome details for MCU fans. I really like the start. Lots of potential here. We could go on forever, but suffice it to say, Loki is shaping up to be a very, very, very big win for MCU TV. We'll be back to weekly reviews next week to cover the premiere of Loki, so stay tuned for that. Hopefully we'll have a good goon squad here lined up for you guys on that front.
So is Owen Wilson like discount John Slattery here? Because as far as like silver-haired dudes with mustaches go, we've had 3 now. We've had John Slattery. We've had...
What about Trevor Slattery?
We've had William Hurt. We've had Travis Slattery.
I mean, I think it's more to do. I don't know. I'm just excited.
I'm
to
not
see
complaining. I think he looks good. I'm just curious. Like, did they mean to get Slattery in there? And he was like, "Sorry, scheduling conflict."
You love to find out the roles who were written for other people, and then you're like, "Oh, nobody else could have done this quite as well."
Yeah. The list goes on and on.
Yeah.
Anywho,
but real quick, last story that I'm having fun with. Did you read what the final story?
I read it, but there's no article, so I have no idea what's about to happen.
Wheel again, so we need to be careful, so I don't go ass over tea kettle here.
No one's gonna know what the hell you just said. Like they're gonna think it's a metaphor. Like but you literally lost a wheel.
A wheel fell off my chair again. So the carpet. I was like, people know the phrase "ass over tea kettle."
Yeah, but I lost a wheel. Usually, isn't literal. I mean,
like you're losing a few gears. Like
we have an issue over here where like the carpet bunches up under the chair when I move it too much, and it'll bunch up so much that one of the wheels will hit it on my chair and just go back out. So I need to not put too much weight in either direction and flip the chair over like I've been known to do at Joel's patio from time to time.
Breaking chairs.
Tune into Campus Life. So I was telling Joel about this story, Spencer. I've yet to tell you yet.
You have yet to tell me yet.
Shut up. I'm warm. I'm distracted.
It's warm in here, Watson.
It's warm in here, Watson. So, wait, listen. The Phantom Menace is a tumor on nerd culture. I think this is something we can all agree on. Yes.
Yes. Sorry.
Hey, there you go.
I didn't realize that wasn't a rhetorical question.
I was more just trying to like figure out where my next sentence was going. So I guess some of the cats at Geeks and Gamers were bad mouthing Doomcock. And because of this bad mouthing of
that was it's warm in here, Watson, on a loop. Sorry.
I appreciate it.
I couldn't resist. I'll keep it on standby.
Okay, good. But long story short, it looks like Geeks and Gamers and Doomcock are all about to be embroiled in some kind of feud. And not that this is newsworthy and not that they deserve the coverage, but this is funny as shit to me. And wouldn't this be the best shit ever if the Phantom Menace goes out with just this like bitchy high school just whimper?
This is the way the Phantom Menace ends.
This is the most fitting end.
Not with a bang, but with a whimper.
With a bitchy high school whimper. Like, because like one of the guys from Geeks and Gamers said some admittedly gross shit. Like he called like Doomcock's fans like effing R slurs, which like not great, but also Doomcock's angry about the fact that they called him a liar. And he's like using the whole I will not accept this kind of, people talking poorly about my fans. And it's like, listen, man, I hear the kind of shit you say on a daily basis because I watch your content because I hate myself. You are not offended by the use of the R word. Like, let's nip that in the bud right now. I have heard you throw the word libtard around, acting like it doesn't have the obvious root to it. Like, let's not pretend that this is what you're offended about. You're angry one of your colleagues called you out for your constant stream of horse shit, and it only makes you mad because they also have a constant stream of horse shit. So neither of you can really go, I think the pot's calling the kettle black here, don't you think, Jeremy? Like, neither of you can actually call the other one out and mean it without exposing yourself. So you're going to hide behind this virtue signaling bullshit. Oh, I won't stand for you for talking about my fans that way. Like they all aren't subscribed to the same people. I screenshot Doomcock's post on YouTube. You know, like look at those like community posts where it's like a body of text. I looked through the comments. My whole thing about calling it Nerd QAnon has never been this validated ever. Okay, hold on. Now, this is no bullshit. Okay, I'm reading the post. They don't deserve this coverage, but it entertains me. Attention. I understand that Jeremy of Geeks and Gamers is attacking me right now. This is because I dared to stand up for myself and my fans when Ryan Keneal, I don't know how to say his name, don't give a shit, insulted me on Friday Night Tights, basically accused me of being a liar and called my fans effing R words. Again, effing. Your name is Doomcock. Like, I don't know at what point you forgot that cock was in your name. That wasn't going to fly. I stood up for myself. I called Ryan out. And the worst part of it was Gary did not bother to say a single word in my defense. So if Jeremy is butthurt that I defended myself against the slander, that's his problem. I will not deal with this. I will deal with this accordingly in time. Without respect, we reject, which is his whole slogan with fan culture. And I am not going to allow any channel to slander me or my subscribers. Are you ready for the cesspool that is the comment section? I'd rather you all team up. It's like right there. This is a new one. Oh my God. I'd rather you all team up together and just stand up against the woke tards. Don't let this be a setback for you guys. Like immediately is like, no. Tard jokes are A-okay. And I'll call myself out. I said fuck tard last week. Shouldn't have. Regret saying it. It's definitely a thing I got to stop saying. And I try not to. And I'm not going to try to be holier than thou about it. But when you know it's so clearly fake and pearl clutching because again, you don't want to admit the fact that you're a grifter. Okay. Again, full QAnon here. But I thought all you guys were on the same team. Shouldn't we be focusing on the real threat embodied by Kennedy, Johnson, and Abrams, and whoever else falls into that category? Bro, it's fucking movies.
Calm the fuck down.
Hi. 1, 2, 3, 4 permanent pieces of Star Wars art etched into my body. They're movies for children.
And bigger children.
And really big kids. The real threats. And this is the thing. And we were talking about him earlier because your shirt, shouts out Pete Fletcher. Because I screenshot this shit because, nobody else in the Star Wars Twitter sphere pays as much attention to this shit as I do. And they shouldn't. And I shouldn't either. But when I see alt-right crazy, I can't look away. This is why I listen to Knowledge Fight and QAnon Anonymous, because I'm like, oh, what are Alex Jones and QAnon up to today? Because I have an unhealthy obsession with the far right, and that's whatever, and that is what keeps me keeping an eye on Doomcock. I put the shit on Twitter, and Pete, he was like, I smell manufactured beef. He's like, I think this is an act. I think this is meant. I think this is kayfabe. basically. I don't think these guys are capable of the kind of like the ego self-immolation that is required to do some type of like kayfabe act. Like, especially because Doomcock is such a cult of personality. Like, I know I keep making QAnon jokes, but the way that like he talks about franchises being destroyed by woke culture, he talks about it the way QAnon talks about, like, Hillary Clinton eating baby blood. You know what I mean? Like, it's the same level of intensity and verbiage that, like, no, you're not going to tip your hand and do the kayfabe, smack talk wrestling bullshit. I am so hoping that the Fandom Menace implodes from this. Like, I want to watch everybody's fandoms fall apart here, because there's going to be people who are like, well, I can either like Geeks and Gamers or I can like Doomcock. I can't like both anymore. And I want everybody to just fall apart. This is going to be the funniest shit ever. This is so ridiculous and terrifying. There's another comment in there that's like alleging that there's like so there's one comment I saw that is like burned into my brain that says, I sense a plot to destroy the Fandom Menace, which inherently implies that this is like a false flag or a psyop. And it's like, do you think Disney is paying off one of the parties involved to nuke the Fandom Menace? Because, like, what else are you supposed to do with that mess? Like, what else are you supposed to do with that comment? What else are you meant to glean from that other than somebody's trying to make the Fandom Menace fall apart, which means an outside force is arranging fallout? Like, they're crazy. Like, it's beautiful. Anyway, that's all. That's all we have. Joel, where can the lovely people find you?
You can find me on Twitter, where I'm tweeting about this amazing shirt we have that I'm wearing here. At Jay the
How
Sentinel.
much is Pete paying you?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Too much. It's an honor.
No, actually, what I noticed like halfway through the show is that when I put my arms up like this, occasionally it looks like it says dad takes. Just right there.
Star Wars. No, it just like folds so bad, disappears entirely. It's just like Star Wars takes. Star Wars takes my money, takes the best years of my life.
There we go. Takes. Star Wars takes.
Nice.
Anyways, Jay the Sentinel on Twitter and Best Mega Cosplay on Instagram.
Nice.
Spencer, where can the lovely people find you? It is warm in here.
It's warm in here, Watson.
We don't mind if we do the outro with
he says
an
that
AC unit running.
You know what? Yeah, don't mind the
What the
AC
heck?
with the outro.
I just love the Sherlock Holmes movies with Robert Downey Jr. and Jude Law. They're
I
so
agree.
good.
I believe there's a third one in pre-production right now.
There better
I
be.
did hear about that.
There better
100%
be.
behind that.
Yeah, I just think that's funny. Like that scene going through like a slaughterhouse with literal flamethrowers going on either side, and he's got like a flame retardant. Excuse me again. No, sorry. Like,
well, no, that's a little different.
Okay,
that's a little
That's an
different.
actual word detached from.
Yes.
Yeah, you're not
Like,
using it as a slur. You're
right.
saying the thing does not catch fire.
The thing does not, and he's just like getting toasted alive in there. Bit warm in here, Watson. Anyway, the lovely. That was what you asked me, right? Where the lovely people can.
Yeah,
find
I would
me.
also like to borrow your kilt because I would. I may not wear pants for the Versus series either,
dude. I mean, if you're in, we can do this right now.
I'm wearing jeans.
We are going.
Yeah, you're a fucking idiot.
But let me tell you,
Joel comes in here knowing this bitch is an oven. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna wear the Levi's today.
But he looks really good.
He looks great.
He looks good.
He looks great.
But let me tell you, as a Highlander reenactor, kilts are the move. I mean,
go home right now. Bring your kilt.
In July at an event when it's sunny and like 90 degrees out, like I'm not commando under there. but it's really nice compared to the guys who are wearing like wool slacks. It's
what all do you wear under your kilt? Like, do you have like basketball shorts on, like keep things together, or do you go like you just wear something under it so that you're I just wear
underpants.
Okay,
and it's kind of amusing. I've heard stories of guys in the unit that like if they were in a reenacted battle and they pretended like they got shot and they took a hit and went down, like some of them would like intentionally flick their kilt up so that they're just like bare ass, like cheeks to the sky. And I remember the first and only time I ever took a hit during a reenactment. And you might be asking like, oh, Spencer, when do you know how to do that? I usually just do it when I run out of ammo and I don't have anything left to shoot. So I just like, oh, okay, I'm going to die now. But my commander...
That's the okay, guess I'll die meme.
Guess I'll die. But my commander, like we were walking by and my dad was just like, it's like, how did he fall? Was he cheeks out? And he just, I don't know why, but I just thought his answer was so funny. He just said, no, he fell quite modestly.
He fell quite modestly.
He fell quite modestly.
There's something profoundly funny about Todd Prime saying cheeks up.
Oh, he didn't. That's ad-lib.
Oh,
that's as Gandalf the Grey said, all good stories deserve embellishment. But what else was I going to say? I was going to say
where the lovely
something
people
else.
can find you.
Well, yeah, eventually I was going to say that, but I was going to say something else just now that was kind of related. I can't think of it. That's a shame.
That is a shame.
It's a shame. But anyway, bit Woman here, Watson. You can find me on
Getting
Instagram
less so very quickly though.
Spence. Yeah, it's just like I said earlier, how quickly you noticed its absence. It's just as quick that you notice it. Oh my goodness, it's here. Thank you. But the lovely people can find me on Instagram at SpenceMan Cosplay and on Twitter at SpenceMan49.
Yes.
Yes, you can. It's Woman here, Watson. Jarod.
Yes.
Before I think of the other thing I was going to say.
Yeah.
Where can the lovely people find you?
You guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at DarkJedi2552. And you can find the Nerd Academy podcast on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and on our website.
Go ahead, say it.
www.thenerdacademypodcast.com.
That's too late.
Where, what?
I thought of what I was going to say.
Well, say it.
Okay, so you guys know how I was in that show in college, Brigadoon.
Yes.
Yeah.
You came to see it.
Loved it.
Okay. So Brigadoon, if you don't know, is a play set in 18th century Scotland, kind of my speed. And it was the first time I'd ever worn a kilt. This was before I started reenacting. It kind of jump-started that.
Yeah, it got the ball rolling.
It got the ball rolling because I was like, dang, these kilts are awesome. I want one. But I kept it a secret for a while, but at this point, what do I have to lose? On opening night of that show, the first scene is this like 15-minute long market scene where just like, it's kind of like, I don't know. It's just this opening montage of people walking through the market singing about themselves. And I did, on opening night, I did that entire first sequence with nothing under my kilt. Nothing. That's all. www.thenerdacademypodcast.com, where if you're feeling generous, you can donate to our Patreon. On that note, thank you so much to our $10 patrons, Delta 9, the Waffle Wizard, Zach Knaus, and Kason Breon. Subscribe at the $5 tier to listen to Heroic History. Subscribe. I'll sneak into your house at night, right? And well, you know that thing in school where they rearrange the keys on the keyboard to spell out like a rude word or something? Well, I'll do that, except I'll spell out subscribe. Well, I guess I can't because I need 2 S's and 2 B's, so just say subscribe.
Isn't it a shame he went crazy?
Yeah. It's a shame. It's a shame. Anyway, subscribe at the $5 tier to get Heroic History and the Movie Club movie commentaries, and to get Campus Life a week early, and to get
no $10 tier Campus Life and Movie Club.
$10 tier gets Campus Life a week early. My bad.
And Movie
but
Club.
At the $5 tier, you do get the Versus series, which we are about to do together.
once we
a pact has been made.
If it's cool enough, I might keep paying.
Yeah,
maybe
we can listen back to the track that we just finished, and if it's egregious, then we will have to make other arrangements. But if it's not, if it's not too bad, if you can't hear the air conditioner too badly, then maybe we will just keep it going.
I don't think it's too bad.
All right, bring us home, Stubby.
Oh, okay. Be sure to check out the student store link on our website to get access to all manner of Nerd Academy merch and goodies. Be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, do all the things. Thank you all so very much for listening, and class dismissed.
Stop! Move away!